So back in December, I was thinking about it a lot. I decided to attempt Dry January 2026. It's something that I was thinking about a lot. I was drinking more than I wanted to, and I just thought I just need to try this. And I was very scared. I thought, chances are I'll do a week or two and then get bored, or something will happen and I'll have a drink. And I kind of, as much as I felt I wanted to do it and needed to do it, I also, in the back of my mind, thought, well, there'll obviously be a day or a night or a weekend where I'll think, well, actually, I'll just have one little drink, and it won't hurt Dry January just to have that one night of breaking it. And Dry January surprised me on many levels, and some that I totally did not expect, and some that really, really blew me away. And when I started Dry January, one of the things I thought was I won't get through it. I'll be thinking, I can't wait for this to end. I need February, I need a drink. I'll be desperate and just so glad when Dry January's over. And the complete opposite has happened. I've got to the end of Dry January and I'm now doing Dry February. I just feel like I don't need a drink. I don't want to have a drink. I don't want to ruin the good things that have happened. And I've made a list of all the positives and all the negatives. So I'll go through some of them and share with you the good and bad things that have happened during Dry January. And the first one is kind of a no-brainer, really, is that I lost a bit of weight. I feel a bit healthier. I've lost somewhere between 2 and 3 kilos. My weight does vary a little bit because I do eat. I like food. I like eating. And I have replaced the odd drink with the odd bag of licorice or sorts, or a Belgian bun. So I haven't had the healthiest diet, but I've still lost weight. And more important than the weight loss is that my waist is down about 2 inches, which I think is about 5 centimetres or something. So my jeans are feeling a bit loose and a bit baggy. So it's going to be expensive. The money I've saved drinking, I've got to go shopping now and buy some clothes. So I wear my Garmin health watch because I like running and fitness, and I keep it on the whole time so it tracks things like my sleep and heart rate and stuff. And I've never paid too much attention, but with the not drinking, and I'd googled health benefits, so I was tracking them, and almost within instantly from not drinking for a day or two, my resting heart rate dropped from averaging around the low 50s to mid 40s. So it's kind of like an average of a 5 or 6 beats per minute drop off, which is pretty significant, I think, when your resting heart rate drops to kind of 45 from 51 or 52. And that stayed very consistent like throughout the whole month of January. It didn't creep up towards the 50s. It stayed sort of bang on 45. Whereas if you look at the previous 6 months or years data, it was constantly in the low 50s. They track your sleep score. My sleep score was always on the lower side. It said poor night's sleep, not enough deep sleep. Now I'm sleeping like an absolute baby. I just, get loads of deep sleep, and my sleep score is regularly it's about 100, like 80 plus, whereas before it was always like between 50 and 70 or something. So sleep seems to have improved, which also explains why my training, my energy, fitness feels like it's improved, and that's obviously related to the heart rate stuff as well. And then they have this HRV, heart rate variation thing, which mine was always on the lower side, now it's on the higher side, so I don't really understand that one. I managed to improve my 5k personal best time, and I went well. My previous 5k best in the last year was a 26 minute something, and I thought I could get close to 25, and I actually went around in 24:30, so that was a huge improvement, and that was unexpected to go that much quicker. And I had a couple of 10k attempts. I was hoping to go under 55, and I went round in 53 something on a 10k, and then I felt really good, went out for a second attempt thinking I can get close to 50s, 52s, something like that, and the weather was awful, so I kind of almost equaled the previous time, which was still a good result, and I'm happy with that. I feel like my skin has improved. Like, I don't have as many wrinkles around my eyes. I'm wearing sunglasses now because it's a bit dazzling down there. But so yeah, there's lots of health benefits. But the biggest thing is the mental thing. I feel like I've been more productive. I've started a YouTube channel for my guitar teaching, which, if you want to check it out, Andy Hedges Guitar on YouTube. And I've always not quite known how to go about doing that, and I just had a real sense of, right, now's the time to crack on and do that, and I've been working really hard to make that successful, and it's early days, and maybe one day it will be successful. If you want to check it out, go and check it out. And so yeah, the whole list of positives is pretty long, and the list of negatives is really, the weather's been rubbish, and we had some problems with the car, and I can't really blame either of those on drinking. So I think the positives well outweigh the negatives. And then the real surprise and the positive is that obviously I've saved money without drinking. I didn't get to February thinking, right, it's time for a drink. I just thought, I think my running's improved, and we're doing a half marathon 3 weeks into February. So I'm not going to have a drink until at least after that half marathon. But then maybe I won't consider drinking at all. Maybe I'll be happy to just not have it. It doesn't really, it certainly doesn't have the same appeal as it used to do. It doesn't, I now realise it doesn't solve any problems, and it doesn't help you relax. It's just a bit of a, yeah, it's just doesn't really have any positives at all. Not for me. It's just, for me, I've proved to myself, and I've seen the evidence that life doesn't stop. Nothing bad happens. There's nothing disastrous about going through life without drinking. I was worried people would look at me and think, why aren't you drinking? You're not normal. You should have a drink. I'll get you a drink, you know. No one cares. No one looks at you thinking, you know, and I suppose we all think we worry more about other people, and they're not worried about you, they're worried about themselves. So it's just, it's not relevant. You know, you have to do what's right for you. You have to look out for yourself and make yourself happy, make yourself healthy, and health is everything. You know, we have to stay healthy, fit, strong, keep us young. None of us get any younger. And so yeah, the things I've realised from doing dry January, I'm now doing dry February, and maybe it'll be dry March, and maybe it'll be a dry 2026. I honestly don't know. I might finish a half marathon in Malta and think, I've earned this, I'm going to enjoy a drink by the swimming pool or something. I don't know. All I know is I did dry January. It's probably the second greatest thing I ever did. The first greatest thing was giving up smoking. So yeah, now I'm, you know, taking all the fun stuff from life. Don't drink, don't smoke. No, I'm very happy. Best things I ever did, really. So roll on Malta, roll on 2026. I think it's going to be a positive year. I think not drinking, unbelievable, really. So yeah, that's my update on the dry January situation. It was definitely good move, good decision, very happy with it. And yeah, if you're thinking about doing the same, you know, it doesn't have to be dry January. It can be a dry February, dry March, dry 2026. Just do a dry weekend or a dry week. Just try it and just see how you feel. I actually absolutely blown away. Wasn't expecting any of this. So yeah, very good. Ciao.